In 1983, the CIA commissioned a secret study into a technique that claimed to unlock human consciousness, transcending time and space. The report, once buried in classified archives, suggested that the mind could escape the physical world, perhaps even gather intelligence from afar. Using a controversial blend of neuroscience, quantum physics, and mysticism, the gateway process promised access to a hidden layer of reality. But was this a Cold War fever dream? Or did the government truly believe in the power of the mind to defy nature's laws? Some say this was the closest we've ever come to proving the existence of an invisible dimension, a realm where consciousness shapes reality. Others claim it was just another dead-end experiment fueled by paranoia. Either way, the gateway process remains one of the most bizarre and ambitious projects the U.S. government has ever explored. In the shadowy corridors of U.S. intelligence, whispers of a mind-expanding experiment emerged at the height of the Cold War. With reports that the Soviets were investing heavily in psychic warfare, the CIA grew desperate for its own edge in this unseen battlefield. The Monroe Institute, a civilian research facility experimenting with consciousness-altering techniques, caught their attention. But what they discovered inside that facility was far beyond anything they had imagined. An alleged key to unlocking the hidden potential of the human mind. At the heart of this secretive program was a technique called hemisync, designed to synchronize both hemispheres of the brain using binaural beats. The theory was simple. By exposing a subject to two slightly different sound frequencies in each ear, the brain would create a third, internal frequency, unlocking a profound shift in consciousness. According to the Monroe Institute, this could lead to out-of-body experiences, remote perception, and even direct interaction with non-physical dimensions. The government needed to know, was this pseudoscience, or had they stumbled upon a weapon more powerful than any nuclear arsenal? The documents that eventually surfaced were nothing short of astonishing. The report suggested that the human mind, when properly trained, could detach from the physical world and move freely through time and space. But if this was true, it posed an unsettling question. What else was the mind capable of? The CIA had stumbled upon a potential breakthrough in non-local consciousness, and they weren't about to let it slip away. With the backing of the U.S. Army, operatives were sent to undergo the gateway training firsthand. Reports soon surfaced of inexplicable experiences. Subjects claimed they could see remote locations, tap into higher intelligence, and even exit the boundaries of space-time itself. Whether these accounts were real or imagined, the implications were profound. The U.S. government had taken its first official steps into the unknown, but what they uncovered next was even stranger. The gateway process wasn't just an abstract theory. It was a structured, methodical training system designed to manipulate human consciousness. At its core was a technique known as brainwave entrainment, an auditory method of guiding the mind into specific altered states. By exposing subjects to carefully engineered sound frequencies, the brain could be coaxed into deeper, synchronized states of awareness. But this wasn't simply meditation. What the Monroe Institute proposed was something far more radical. The Monroe Institute believed that hemisync could bring both hemispheres of the brain into perfect synchronization, creating an enhanced, laser-focused state of awareness. In theory, this could grant access to levels of consciousness that most people would never experience. Subjects were trained to enter focus levels, with each stage bringing them closer to an out-of-body state. If successful, they would find themselves operating beyond the constraints of their physical form. But the question remained, was it real, or was it just a trick of the mind? Subjects who reached advanced stages of the gateway process reported inexplicable phenomena. Some described floating above their own bodies, while others claimed they had communicated with unseen intelligences. The military logs noted strange patterns. High-ranking officers were experiencing visions of future events, impossible knowledge, and a sense of unity with the universe itself. These experiences led the CIA to a shocking conclusion. This wasn't just altered perception. It could be a bridge to something greater. This was no longer just military science. The Gateway Report was now bordering on quantum mysticism. Some researchers believed they had stumbled upon the ultimate truth. Consciousness itself might be the fabric of reality. If that were true, then the human mind wasn't just an observer of the universe. It was a participant. And if consciousness could shape reality, then the implications for the CIA's work were both thrilling and terrifying. If the human mind could break free from the body, could it be used as a weapon of espionage? The CIA wanted to know. They believed that if agents could project their consciousness beyond physical limits, they might be able to gather intel from anywhere in the world, or even beyond it. What started as an experiment in mind expansion had now become a potential covert reconnaissance tool in the government's classified operations. This wasn't just theory. Documented cases suggested that some trained participants were able to describe military locations they had never physically seen. The Gateway Report suggested that consciousness could detach from time and space, meaning spies might not even need to leave a secure facility to gather intelligence from distant sites. If true, this would change the entire landscape of espionage. But while some inside the agency saw potential, others remained deeply skeptical. The problem was verification. For every case of remote viewing success, there were just as many failures. If an intelligence officer saw a facility in another country, but no physical evidence could confirm it, could it really be trusted? The debate raged within the CIA. Was this a powerful new frontier or just a costly distraction? Despite the skepticism, the CIA continued experimenting with the Gateway process for years. Some reports hinted at classified successes, while others dismissed the project as another Cold War dead end. But one thing was certain: the government had spent time, money, and effort trying to master the human mind. And if they had found something truly groundbreaking, would they ever tell us? The most mind-bending part of the Gateway Report wasn't about spying. It was about the nature of reality itself. The analysis suggested that consciousness wasn't just inside our heads. It was part of a greater, interconnected field that spanned the entire universe. This idea, eerily similar to ancient spiritual beliefs, was now being discussed inside the corridors of military intelligence. Could the universe itself be a vast consciousness matrix? And if so, what role did the human mind play in it? One of the boldest claims in the report was that the mind could escape the illusion of time itself. If consciousness was truly non-local, then past, present, and future were merely different layers of the same holographic reality. Some Gateway participants even claimed they had glimpsed future events, visions of things they had no way of knowing. But if the mind could interact with this infinite field, was it tapping into knowledge or creating it? For skeptics, these claims were outrageous pseudoscience, but for the CIA, they were worth exploring. If human consciousness was a frequency that could be tuned, then perhaps our perception of reality could be modified. Some theorists even suggested that the Gateway process had stumbled upon the ultimate secret, that reality itself was an illusion malleable by thought. But if this was true, what did it mean for everything we know? The CIA's gateway process wasn't just about exploring consciousness, it was about redefining reality itself. Whether you see it as a failed experiment or a glimpse into something profound, one thing is undeniable. Our understanding of the human mind is far from complete. If the government took this seriously enough to investigate, what else could they have discovered? And more importantly, what aren't they telling us? The gateway process was more than just an experiment. It was a doorway to the unknown. Whether it was a breakthrough discovery or a scientific dead end, the fact remains. The CIA spent years researching human consciousness for a reason. The idea that the mind could detach from time and space wasn't dismissed. It was taken seriously at the highest levels of military intelligence. But if Gateway truly uncovered something world-altering, why was the project ultimately abandoned? Or was it? Some dismiss the Gateway process as Cold War paranoia, a desperate attempt to weaponize the supernatural in a race against the Soviets. Others believe the research went far deeper than we were ever told, and that the true discoveries remain classified. The hemisync techniques and reports of out-of-body experiences may have been ridiculed, but today, fields like quantum cognition, neuroplasticity, and binaural entrainment are being explored with real scientific backing. Could it be that the CIA was simply ahead of its time? If the human mind is capable of more than we understand, what else is possible? If the Gateway process was onto something real, could there be an undiscovered science of consciousness that we're only beginning to grasp? The mind has always been the last great mystery of human existence. And maybe, just maybe, the government found a way to open the first door. But if they did, would they ever let the rest of us in? Now, the question is yours to answer. What do you believe? Was the Gateway process just a fascinating experiment? Or did the CIA uncover something too powerful to reveal? Leave your theories in the comments below. And if you want more deep dives into history's strangest mysteries, subscribe now. The truth is out there. But the real question is, are you ready to hear it?